guys, welcome back to Talk with me, Abiba. Hope you all are doing pretty good and holding up just fine, especially in this trying period. My prayer goes, of course, to all of us out here in the world living through this pandemic in horrible times. And I just believe that there's something good at the end of this. We're staying positive, of course, that there's gonna be a light at the end of this tunnel. Today, as you've noticed, I have a special guest with me, the very first guest to the show to talk, of course, Emmanuel. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing very good. Awesome. Welcome to the talk. Today, I just want us to have a discussion, of course, about what's been going on, COVID-19 and everything that surrounds it. So we've been advised, of course, to social distance and practice quarantine. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think that is a little sacrifice for what is going on right now. We live around different kinds of people who are immunodeficient, people who are much older and getting towards the end of their lives, and people who are very young and have not experienced anything yet. It's a little sacrifice to keep them safe because they are the people who are most at risk, I would say. So it's just a little sacrifice we have to make for a couple of weeks, I guess, until we can get rid of this invisible enemy.
Absolutely. You know what? Man is such a social animal, and at first when they did advise that you have to social distance from your peers or your friends, it was kind of hard for me. You know, generally talking about this whole thing is kind of hard, and I did mention it earlier to you because it's like so depressing, but I feel like it's something we gotta talk more about. And you know what I admire about this situation is I've seen so much love and care from humans all around the world for each other. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, I think, of course, it's a miserable situation because we've never experienced anything like this. Well, not in my life, in all my years on this planet, we have never experienced anything like that. And so it is strange, and most people find it to be miserable, but at the same time, it's usually times like this that we come together and help each other out and check on our neighbors and check on our family and stuff like that. And of course, the biggest part of it is to keep your own self very, very safe and not have no carelessness around you, not washing your hands as you're supposed to, and just being all over the place instead of actually practicing some stay-at-home social distancing, simple manners.
Of course. I mean, in line with, you know, taking precautions, in line with washing your hands, and we all know normally as human beings you have to practice this little sanitation activities, you know, like washing your hands after going to the bathroom or using the restroom, or, you know, after every activity. But it's kind of double enforced, like it's been stressed on at a time like this, because you have to extra sanitize and just, you know, practice a lot of sanitation in order to keep yourself safe, your family safe, and your friends safe. And you know, as far as the cure is concerned, there's no specific cure as of this time, right? But we do know about symptoms, of course, like it starts with sore throat, there's a lot of tiredness, cough. And in line with that as well, like how do you react? Let's say you're in the store and somebody coughs or sneezes, like how do you react to that?
I think I just do the human thing to do.
Do you like run away or?
Not obviously. I don't obviously run away, but you can bet I'll be sneaking away. Like really quickly, like I would sneak away. I'm like
practically just tiptoe and leave the area.
It's crazy. Even when I go to the stores these days, I spend my time dodging people. Like I would dodge people so much that I would not be able to get certain items.
Right.
But I think it's just my own paranoia, and I'm sure everybody has their own level of paranoia at this time. Some people don't care about this stuff. Some people don't think that is worth the hype.
Yeah.
But I think I'll be dodging people for a long time.
I mean, yeah, there's been a lot of reactions, including people wearing face masks, and gloves to the store, into various places. Do you think any of the states you're gonna get like a face mask or gloves to get out there and do stuff?
I don't think I'll be getting no face mask, mainly because I recently heard that you are more likely to get an infection instead with the face mask because you keep touching it, trying to adjust it, and that's how you pick germs to your face. I'm already having a hard time not touching my face as it is, so I don't need a face mask causing me to carry more germs into my face,
right?
Onto my face.
Yeah.
But I don't know about gloves. Gloves are tricky as well because the latest I heard about gloves is that you put it on, you touch different surfaces, and you're not changing it to another one. Most people wear one glove for the entire day, or maybe two gloves for the entire day. It's not good enough. You probably have to switch it.
Yeah, change it up.
Switch it out every few minutes.
Oh, wow.
I would say so.
Every few minutes, really?
I would imagine
activity.
I would imagine it's every few minutes because you're doing one thing or the other almost every few minutes. Like you're touching doorknobs every few minutes, and the next thing you're doing is maybe, I don't know what, touching your door, your car door. Like you're carrying the germs from one door to the other instead of just washing your hands and maybe hand sanitizing every time you touch a doorknob or something like that.
Of course. I mean, it's a very complicated transition because us human beings, we've never lived like this before. This is new to everybody, so I guess everybody's just trying to do whatever they can to cope. Now, let's talk about the population that is most vulnerable to this pandemic, and we know it's like the much younger ones and our elderly. And you know, I was listening to the news over the radio last week, and we're talking over the radio about this elderly couple that went to the store, and they were so scared to go indoors because they were afraid for their lives to catch the virus. And somebody had to pretty much reach out to them like, can we help you get groceries? And they give them $100, and they had to go in and get groceries for them. What do you think, like, how do you think we could enforce protecting our younger ones and our elderly more? I mean,
I think we just have to reach out to every neighbor who is elderly, or just our family, every member of our family who is at that risk group, and make sure that they're getting the help they need and not having to expose themselves. Like I feel like this is the time when you should be nice to your neighbors, because your neighbor could be the person you need
right
to help grab some extra grocery or toilet paper, as that's the hype now, from the store.
Oh wow.
That's if you don't have family, but if not, I would say family members need to reach out to the older ones especially, and I'm sure the younger ones get the help they need. But also these younger and older people hype is a little tricky, because statistics show that the people in the middle are being hospitalized more than the younger and the older ones, actually, because they're being careless.
Very true. Yeah,
they're being careless because the media and everybody says, oh, it's the older people and stuff like that. I feel like it's obviously people with lower immune system, but I feel like everybody needs to be super careful, and even if it's not for you, it's for your grandpa, your grandma, or your little little young brother or sister. So
Right.
I'm just thinking that it's very important that everybody knows everybody is at risk.
Of course.
It's just that the those with low immune systems will really
Most
not have
vulnerable.
much of a fighting chance compared to everybody else. It still would kill anybody. So
Right.
just don't be careless. Don't be a careless teenager because you think you have a crazy immune system.
Of course. I mean, everybody's at risk of catching this virus. That's why we do advise that we take the precautions and the exact measures that's been advised to wash your hands, sanitize, try as much as possible to be indoors if you don't have to go out to work. And you know what? Another thing I want to talk about is fake news concerning the outbreak of this pandemic. There's been a lot of fake news out there. A lot of fake news that just drive people crazy. You know, you were telling me about some pastor in Africa that pretty much advised his some members in the church that had the virus to drink Detour, and they ended up dying.
Yeah.
Could you please shed more light on that?
That was in one of the social media turnarounds. It could be fake. It could be fake. We really don't know. But that's the point about the fake news thing. It's just so much going on out there, so much material going around. But it's how pathetic it is if that is actually true, that a pastor would have his church members drink something like that in the name of cure, and people would drink it. What kills me sometimes is not that he did it, is that people were stupid enough to go ahead and drink it. Sometimes that's what really gets me crazy.
Right. You know what? I just feel like everybody's on edge, and people just want a way out on how to deal with this.
So you drink Detour.
But no, I won't drink that. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. That just stick to the advice from healthcare professionals and just continue praying, because they did not have a cure for this. Nobody should tell you that you have to drink this water or do these and you're gonna get cured, right? Because there's no exact cure for it as of now.
Just listen to the CDC. They're the best people we have working on this. You just listen to them.
Of course. And the whole thing with TB Joshua, I did watch a video with him saying the whole thing was gonna be over by March 27th. What are your thoughts on that?
March 27th is today. It is apparently supposed to be over today, or I guess since I still see cases being mentioned in the news, I guess it's by the end of today. I hope he's right, fingers crossed, so that I can turn up tomorrow. That's all I'm saying. Okay,
so I was on Twitter earlier this morning, and in Uganda, 104 patients that were positive before just practically got cured, and they're all negative. Do you think that's kind of accurate, in line with what TB Joshua did prophesy, or?
Well, he wasn't talking about Uganda. I would not think
he was talking about like in general.
In general. So he was speaking in Nigeria. So if anything, it should be Nigeria, I would guess. But well, either way, maybe the people of Uganda were in prayers with in line with him. And so they got the miracle, while the rest of us who are here just what's the word, quarantine?
Quarantining in social distancing. You know what? I am so appreciative of our healthcare professionals that are at the front line of this whole thing. Like, what are your thoughts? Like, we can't be appreciative enough of doctors, nurses that put their lives out there, you know, to get this whole thing contained.
Who knew the doctors and nurses would be in the front line of a battle? Would think that it would be trained soldiers and stuff in a battlefield, but we have a battlefield right here, and it's funny how all that we are doing is staying inside. and that is the battle strategy for us. But
Of course.
for these guys is actually
They
be
gotta
out
be
there
out there at the front line, you know.
and actually fight.
In fact,
Actually fight.
we're so thankful, very appreciative of all that you guys do out there, and we can't be appreciative enough. We just say thank you. What words of encouragement do you have for, you know, people who have been infected or family members with those who have been affected by this virus?
Well, I would think that the best hopeful thing I can say is that not everybody is killed by it. Most people, most people survive it.
Of course, yeah.
There's a lot more infections than deaths. I believe they said something like 4% die.
That's true, yeah.
4% is a low percentage, and it's unfortunate that anybody would have to die, but 4% is a low percentage. So you could have hope, try to boost your immune system however you can, listen to the doctors, listen to your healthcare professionals, try to keep the rest of your family safe by quarantine and staying far away from them. And it's a lonely time, but that's the best way, unless you want to take everybody else with you.
Of course. I mean, just do what we've been advised to do by our healthcare professionals, drinking plenty of water, stay hydrated, wash your hands frequently, hand sanitize, and practice all those measures. I think we're going to be fine. I mean, it's a very trying time. I don't think the world has ever gone through such a thing before. Countries are on lockdown, they're shutting down borders, but I just believe that there is something great at the end of this. We're not able to see it right now, but
we'll realize how spoiled we've been.
Right. of course. Like, do you think in a moment like this you're able to like appreciate like something?
Definitely. You appreciate the little things that you were able to do without worrying about little invisible enemies around you. So
definitely. And most importantly, we're very appreciative of being opportune to be alive, you know,
right,
and not be in the hospital or be sick at a time like this. And I'll just advise that it's so much free time. Like, what do you think people could do with so much free time? Do you want to suggest like some activities for people to do with family if you leave alone? I mean, it gets really boring. We are not able to go to work. Some people work from home, some don't. So what do you have to suggest?
I would say do what we're doing right now. Do something like this.
Right. Be a voice.
Make a podcast or something. We are not experts in any way.
Absolutely
We
not.
just pay attention to what the CDC has been saying, pay attention to the news, right, and we just want to voice our own opinion. It's not that you should not even take our words for it.
Of course.
Pay attention to what the CDC says.
Of course.
Listen to the news, but still don't go blockheaded and just do whatever everybody says. Don't go drink Dettol to kill corona. That's just so dumb. I don't know how those people did it, but it's dumb.
I mean, as far as the news is concerned, I would still advise like listen to the news enough to stay informed, but don't drown yourself in there,
right? Because
it could just make you so paranoid, and it's depressing. It's a lot of anxiety issues that people are dealing with at a time like this. And
if you think of it, there are so many little things in your daily life that you've always wanted to do.
Of course,
this is probably the time to take advantage, do it.
That's right. Read that book you've been trying to read.
Right.
Do that research, take that exam, embark on that investment. It's so much to do.
Yeah.
Well, when you think about it.
Apparently it's a good time to invest. I do not know that for sure. Right. I hear so. But apparently it's a good time to invest.
Do some research about that. Yeah. You can do a lot of research about that and just get into it.
Investing. I'm thinking of the airlines right now.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in with us. It was a Bieber on Two Talk. Let us know what you think. Join the conversation in the comment area and just share a lot of love. At a time like this, all we can do is be positive and support each other.
True that.
Until next time, stay blessed.
Stay blessed.